Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at yet another reason why Rockwood and their superiority reigns supreme in the door hardware industry. This is a VRT12 by Rockwood. That's a vandal-resistant trim, except that we've gone way off the reservation and asked Rockwood to do something not too complicated necessarily. Its application is quite atypical, but really what is really best about Rockwood's ability to produce what I'm about to show you is their willingness. They are beyond willing, all but encouraging you to ask for them to do custom work. The only time they can't do custom work is when it's all but impossible to do. Okay, so what we have here is their VRT. A VRT is a vandal-resistant trim. That is a piece of hardware that's in essence going to look like this, sans the cylinder hole in certain instances. Vandal-resistant trim is just going to be heavy-duty trim that is generally going to be installed in such a way where it's bolted through the door, considered incredibly heavy-duty, considered something that's really going to survive any sort of vandalistic type of attack. You're going to see vandal-resistant trim installed in applications where heavy duty is the mandate. Schools. I've seen vandal-resistant trim installed in hotels, on their doors going to pools where it's just all day long pulling on the doors. And what this particular client had was, first of all, vandal-resistant trim, no big deal, but aluminum storefront with like a 2-inch wide style, back-to-back. Cylinder holes on both faces. You can have a keyed cylinder out here, maybe a mortise thumb turn, or maybe it's double cylinder. And what really is tremendous about Rockwood's ability is the fact that they're able to locate that cylinder hole really close to the edge, because we got a 2-inch style, okay? We've got an 1 and 1/8 back set. We've got the projection of the blade stop, and I calculated all of that. The fact that we've got 2 holes where the bolt is going to go through the door, and then the Adams Wright style lock body, where we have to straddle the lock body, locate that hole for the cylinders in the right place, accounting for the back set and the blade stop. And all Rockwood says is, great, send me your drawing, great, approve our drawing, awesome, it's good. And I just love it. They are the epic go-to. They are incredibly atypical when it comes to your trim and auxiliary people. I could not fathom trying to get some other manufacturers to even entertain this sort of idea. This is going to be for a left-hand reverse door. This is the exterior half. Those are the welded-on studs. That cylinder hole is going to be placed in that position where it's needed to be to account for that 1 1/8 back set with the blade stop. Okay, I've got 13/16 back set on this. I have it located, just to eyeball it a little bit, 13/16 back set. I've got it located at 4 1/4 top of the plate to the center line. My lock body is going to be able to fit within these studs that are welded onto the back. Obviously, satin, this is obviously stainless. It's not obvious, I suppose. Solid stainless with a brushed finish. Solid stainless with a brushed finish is the most durable of all possible finishes available on architectural hardware. Okay, or natural finishes. I've heard this referred to as a natural finish. So the overall height of a VRT is 12-inch. And this is really intended for hollow metal doors. You know, you're not really going to see this material on an aluminum storefront, hardly ever. I had them mimic the vertical center line of the through bolt so that it all appeared to be in line when it came to the interior side of the door. And there's the inside door. So you can see, that's the test right there. It all lines up. Okay. You've got your interior side of the door. Okay. So those holes all appeared to be vertical. The client also requested Torx screws. Well, here's the screw package they sent. couple of coupling nuts, couple of bolts, couple of countersunk washers. Phillips, well, that's okay, because they sent what was requested as well, Torx. So security screws on this as well. And that's all going to thread together to give you an exceptional, durable installation. A couple of countersunk holes for those fasteners. You won't need those countersunk washers, but sending more stuff is better than sending less stuff. Now, so this video is really to talk about an item that doesn't exist as a part number as much as it is a configuration of part numbers that do exist, backed by that utter willingness of the manufacturer to entertain. Now I'm going to pull up the catalog and look at the VRT material and talk about VRT pulls. Now below this video are some downloads, some order forms. Those order forms are really for exit devices, because this trim is going to be very commonly installed on exit devices. And they need the order form filled out so that you can precisely have laid out exactly what you need. And in fact, below this video are the completed order form and approved drawing to the manufacturer for you to use as a guide to see exactly how that was all defined. So the VRT series can be installed on exit devices, sure. Mortise locks, why not? Aluminum storefront with Adams Wright style latch hardware, sure. There's a link below this video also to the product brochure, and that will give you an overview of the VRT12 or the VRT series of these trims. You're going to notice the VRT 14 and 24 series. Those integrate like a latch protector. They've got a hemmed over lip that would permit you to cover, you know, the margin, the seam, or the gap between the jamb and the door, so that you can kind of close off that area so that you can't be tampered with. So vandal resistant. Vandal resistant trim is also defined in the fact that this is a perfect example. There's nothing on the outside. If there was no cylinder here, there'd be nothing on the outside for you to attack. No cylinder to pull off the door to get into. I suppose that you might be able to, you know, put some Florida chain around this and try to pull it off with a car door. I'm thinking the weld on the bolt's going to shear before anything else happens. Because if there's an exit device, I would say that the pounds of force to pull open an exit device would be over 1,000. The weld on there, that brazing is not going to stand. It will sure, you know, it's probably intended to fail that way. You can do the VRT22, and that's got a soft black textured grip. I have done that in the past. Why would you want such a thing? Here's why. Scottsdale, Arizona. You're either on vacation. Let's say you're on vacation. August. 2 in the afternoon. I guarantee you, you go up and touch that, you're going to say, gosh, that's hot. So that black textured grip is really advantageous in those environments, even in cold environments as well. You're going to want to think about a black textured grip. Also, I'm less than completely enamored with how they've turned this all down. And it's not sharp, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know that I'd want to test and see how hard I can push my finger on that metal. It's not an issue. It's been ground down, but at the same time, touch a black textured over this. Black textured grip over this might be pretty elegant. The cut sheet there as well is going to talk about, then again, the variations. The 14 and the 24 that are a little different shape, more rectangular, and give you the latch protector integrated. The VRT 16 and 26, same sort of method without the integrated latch protector. The hallmark of this material is really where you don't have exposed fasteners. Ideal for exterior doors on schools or other public buildings, as well as the rear exit doors of commercial and industrial buildings. Rear exit doors are great. I had a building one time where there was an exit door leading out to an alley. There's no one ever in the alley. No one ever. It would be the perfect place for someone to camp out and try to break through that door. The less hardware out there, the better that you can get your hands around, so to speak. Supplied with through bolts for non-integrated mounting, so that when you're not bolting it to an exit device, non-integrated. Can be supplied with mounting points to mate with exit device or mortise lock, or in this case, back-to-back. This is the VRT12C by VRT12C because you do have a cylinder or a lock preparation. Okay, and be mindful that when you detail one of these single poles, etc., they're going to want dimensions. Well, that's where we come in. So we're going to be able to help you define exactly what you're going to need to lay all this out. The client for this order came to us and said, yeah, I've got an aluminum storefront door, and I'm thinking, well, that's awfully narrow. Is it a large style or a wide style or a medium style? They're like, no, it's a narrow style. And I'm thinking, well, that's 1.5 or 2 inch style. 2 inch, I think. But being able to make it all fit is where we come in. Okay, the client knows what they want, but they don't think of, well, what's the back set? Okay, well, the cylinder hole has to be accounted for that, but then what's the projection of the stop? We can't just match the back set, your 1.1/8 back set from here to here. You're going to have a blade stop on that aluminum storefront. That's going to be a certain dimension. Got to kick it over for that reason. So that's where we are able to lend our expertise to help you get not only what you want, but what you want, how it needs to be, so that it actually works and that you're pleased. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Rockwood products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. It is my hope that my partiality for Rockwood has come through. I love what they do, and they impress me time and time again. Any questions on the VRT12C by VRT12C, etc., etc., please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.